Good morning.
I am a little bit stuck with my client. Essentially, he just keeps bringing it back to he wants tax help.
Is he making a bunch of money?
And not particularly. He doesn't have any books or anything. He just writes everything down.
What about tax returns? If he wants to save tax, then obviously he's seen a tax report, or specifically his tax return.
Right. He has his parents' tax return because the business, I believe, is still in their name.
Okay.
Until the end of this year. And he was asking if that would even be something to send in if it's not going to save him anything, was his question.
The person that owns the company is the one that saves money, right? So the strategic tax plan that we put in place is based on how they take money, when they take money, and how we can reduce that tax liability by using the tax code, such as exclusions, credits, deductions. That's what it does, right? So if you're not in ownership, it doesn't directly affect you. However, you're saying at the end of 2025, he's going to own the company?
It's his parents' business, but she has power of attorney.
Understood. Okay, so yeah, we can run the tax illustration definitely to see what they're taking advantage of in terms of tax laws. We can do that for sure. The benefit for him is the power attorney's fine, but how is the stock transferring, or when is the stock transferring to his name? When you look at a transfer of ownership between related parties, right, it is a taxable event. I'm going to assume that this particular company doesn't exceed in terms of its value. There's an exclusion that each citizen has, right? I think it's close to $12 million, which essentially means you can actually transfer $12 million of your assets to your children without being taxed. So most likely this is going to be transferred without any tax consequences. We'll assume that to be true. If that's true, the tax plan that we would put in place for him also would be transferred. So if we set up the tax plan for his parents, once he gets ownership, then all those strategies would transfer to him. But for 2025, it wouldn't necessarily help.
Okay. He has been saying he doesn't know if this is the best time to do it if he's not taking over full ownership of the business until the end of the year.
It actually is the perfect timing, because when we put a tax strategy together, you're going to do obviously a tax illustration. You're going to be able to see what we can save and reduce. It takes us 4 to 6 weeks to develop that strategy, right? So we can do the illustration or the diagnostic on the front end, but in terms of the development of that tax plan, it takes 4 to 6 weeks. And those 4 to 6 weeks, when that's concluded, it takes another 4 to 6 weeks to have it implemented. So that puts us right up at the end of the year. So it's about a 12-week process to be totally put in place.